A fruit promised wealth beyond measure, but at a price more horrifying than death itself. Would you dare take a bite? This is the story of Agnes, a young woman hungry for riches, whose greed led her to the forbidden fruit of her village, only to become a glittering nightmare. What happened next will make you question every wish you ever made. In the heart of a forgotten African village, where cracked earth met dusty roads, Agnes lived what most would call a hard life. The sun beat down mercilessly on the small mud huts, and children ran barefoot between them, their laughter mingled with cries of hunger. The village's name was whispered with sorrow, a place where dreams withered like dry leaves. Agnes was born into this harsh world, the girl with wide eyes and a restless spirit. She was not content with the scarcity that defined her home. Her mother scrubbed floors and her father labored in the fields, but the wealth they earned was barely enough to fill the stomach, let alone dreams. Her skin was smooth, her smile bright, but inside, Amara carried a burning hunger, not just for food, but for riches. She coveted the golden trinkets worn by traveling merchants, the fine clothes and jewelry of the chiefs and traders who passed through. Every day, she watched their sparkling treasures and thought, why not me? Why not Agnes? Her desire wasn't just vanity, it was a desperate hope for a better life, a way to escape the grinding poverty. Yet, within that hope was a flaw, a dangerous greed that could not see limits. In the village square, elders gathered beneath the ancient baobab tree, speaking softly in low tones about the past. One often told the tale of the golden fruit, hanging deep in the forbidden forest, a fruit said to grant immense wealth, but no one who dared eat it ever returned the same. Mtie haujawahi kumruhusu mtu kuondoka mwenye furaha. That tree never lets a person live happy, the elder warned, his voice grave. Agnes heard the story, but like a flame to tinder, her desire only grew stronger. One day, she approached the elder, pleading, "Oh, why is the fruit forbidden? What punishment waits for those who eat it?" He looked into her eyes and said, "Greed is a shadow that devours the innocent. That fruit carries not wealth, but a curse etched in gold." Agnes smiled faintly, dismissing the warning as old superstition. "I will be the exception," she whispered. Days passed with Agnes' mind consumed by the forbidden fruit. Each night, she dreamed of wealth beyond imagining, gold rings that caught the sun's light, piles of coins that gleamed like stars. But reality greeted her with empty pockets and cold meals. Her family grew concerned. Her mother tried to steer her away from dangerous thoughts, whispering prayers to the ancestors as Agnes wandered further from home, her steps pulled toward the dark forest's edge. One afternoon, Agnes sat at the village well, overhearing merchants boasting of fortunes made in distant lands. A sharp ache beat her heart, the mix of envy and frustration. Her closest friend, Ijuma, approached cautiously. "Agnes, why chase shadows? The elders speak for a reason. That fruit is no blessing." She smiled sadly. "You don't understand, Ijuma. I have to try. If I don't, I'll be trapped here forever." Juma's eyes showed worry. "And if you take the fruit, what if it traps you in ways you cannot see?" Agnes stood, the weight of her decision settled like stone in her gut. "Then let it be. I'd rather be trapped than forgotten." That night, under a blanket of stars, she slipped quietly into the forest. The forest was alive with eerie sounds, the rustling of unseen wings, the whispers of leaves, and the distant howl of a night creature. The deeper Agnes went, the more the air grew thick with a sweet scent, both welcoming and unnatural. Then she saw it, the golden tree. It stood taller and more majestic than any she'd ever seen, its branches heavy with glimmering fruit that pulsed softly like a heartbeat. Her hands trembled as she reached for one. The fruit felt warm and alive, as if it welcomed her greed. Biting into it, Agnes was swept by a rush of sensations, sweet, intoxicating, powerful. Her body tingled with a radiance she had never known. She could almost hear whispers promising wealth, success, and adoration. On returning to the village, she immediately noticed the change. Her skin shimmered like pure gold, radiating light that dazzled the eyes. Villagers stared in awe, whispering tales of a miracle. But soon, the initial wonder shifted. The glittering glow that surrounded her began to feel less like a gift and more like a prison. Her skin no longer moved naturally, it was stiff, unyielding. When she smiled, it was like the crack of porcelain. Moving was a struggle, the golden layer felt tight, suffocating. She tried to hide the discomfort, but with each day, the golden skin thickened, forming a shell that separated her from the world. Agnes' transformation fascinated and terrified the village. At first, many came to admire her radiant skin, hoping for a blessing. But soon, children stopped playing near her, and friends kept their distance. Touching Agnes became dangerous, and several who dared claimed nightmares and strange illnesses haunted them afterward. Her closest friend, Ijuma, tried to reach her. "Agnes, you're losing yourself. Please listen to the elders. This isn't a blessing, it's a curse." But Agnes's pride had corroded her heart. "I am more than ever before. Why should I stop now?" Days turned into weeks. Agnes felt a strange rigidity in her limbs and a coldness invading her soul. Her golden skin began to crack in thin spiderweb patterns, shimmering with eerie light. Inside, her flesh was wilting, but hidden beneath the shining armor. One night, in her sleep, Agnes' voice whispered through the village, choked and distant. Villagers heard her calling for help, but her voice sounded trapped behind a barrier of metal and glass. The village prophet, an old woman wrapped in faded cloth and bones, arrived at Agnes' doorstep. Her eyes burned with ancient knowledge. "Kula tanda hili anayekuchukua zaidi ya anaweza kulipa. Eating this fruit is taking more than you can repay." She urged Agnes to seek forgiveness, to return the fruit's power to the forest before it devoured her completely. Agnes only laughed bitterly. "There's no going back. The gold has changed me." That night, the prophet's warnings echoed throughout the village, but few dared confront the shimmering woman who was once Agnes. At the full moon festival, a rare time when spirits were said to roam closest to the earth, Agnes appeared in the village square. She was more statue than woman now, her golden skin heavier than ever. People gathered in fear and fascination as the prophet spoke, "The river spirit calls for her soul. Only truth and humility can break the curse." Agnes raised her hand, sparkling shards falling like snow. "Is this my power, or my prison?" Suddenly, her golden shell shattered violently, sparkling fragments scattering into the night wind. Beneath, the hollow foam lay exposed, skin endlessly cracked, a fading, broken soul trapped within. A chilling laughter swept through the crowd, and a voice not her own, dark and cruel. The river spirit, the beautiful demon bound to the fruit, revealed herself and vanished with Amara's last breath. The village fell silent, the weight of the curse sinking deep into their bones. As the river swallowed the place of Agnes's final moments, the villagers learned a lesson carved in the sharpest gold. Unchecked greed can glitter like treasure but will trap the soul in chains heavier than any gold. Was Amara a victim of fate, or the architect of her own ruin? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If this story sent chills down your spine, don't miss the tale of the mirror that granted beauty, but stole years from her life. The link is in the comments now. Subscribe and tap the bell icon for more unforgettable African horror tales every week. Until next time, stay blessed.